So, what are we? What are we? That's all, folks. What are we going to be talking about, Inspector Ant?
Morbius, the new Morbius trailer
Morbius.
that was
Oh,
just released. Yeah, you always sound like you about to bust a nut though. You jack off to the Morbius.
it's just something about vampires, bro. You know, it's something. It's just like being a vampire just makes you feel sensual. I mean, look at the Blade films. The first scene in Blade was like this one vampire dude
Like a
like
vampire
getting
orgy.
head from another vampire chick. Yeah, it's a vampire orgy. So it's a trip. But yeah, keep going. What about the trailer?
Well, first off, I'm just happy that Jared Leto was able to get back on his feet after that Joker debacle. Like, everybody says that he's the worst Joker ever, so now he's able to bounce back on his feet and be Morbius, so people can forget about Joker,
It's
his
like
portrayal
if
of
you,
Joker.
it's like it's like this Joker said, if you can't beat the bat, might as well be the bat, right?
Yeah, so in this case, he decided to be the bat.
Be the bat.
But instead of working for DC, he's with Sony.
Okay, so when we're talking about this trailer, we're not going to be like starting from the beginning, right? I mean, we can go back and forth. If this is a spoiler, I mean, it's not really a spoiler,
It's
but
not
we can
really a
go back and
spoiler,
forth as
but we
far as
just
like,
did some of the trailer.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
speaking of
yeah, yeah,
bats,
yeah, yeah,
speaking of
yeah.
bats,
I fucked in the ass.
OG,
Yeah.
what the fuck, bro? What was that? I can't even look at you with a straight face doing that. Speaking of bats, one of the OG Batman is in the film
Oh,
towards
Vulture.
the end. Vulture. So now, supposedly this is taking place in the Spider-Verse universe, I guess, right? And it's still, I guess, in its own little bubble, but still part of the MCU. What do you think?
Well, it's not part of the MCU because remember the agreement they had was they're gonna make one more MCU movie, and then after that, Sony was gonna make like their whole entire have like their own little Spider Verse thing. So
Okay,
Morbius is
so
gonna be
if they're
part of
gonna have their
the
own little Spider-Verse thing, uh
so like Morbius, Venom that came out last year or 2 years ago now. I forgot we're 2020. So yeah, Venom that came out 2 years ago. They'll all be part of this whole Spider Verse.
so their own little basically bubble,
Hmm.
not connected to the MCU. So would
Because
that
Sony realized that after the success of Into the Spider Verse, they're like, you know what, we really don't need fucking MCU characters. So they told Disney to suck their Japanese dicks and go fuck themselves.
I understand. I mean, are they also going to be rebooting the actor? I mean, we're still going to have Tom Holland
No, it's
as
still gonna be
Spider-Man,
they're not
right?
they're not rebooting anything. Tom Holland's still gonna be Spider Man. Like
Well,
Sony,
it's
remember
still going to be part of.
Sony's the one that made all the Spider Man movies with Tom Holland. They're the one that casted Tom Holland.
Well, regardless what it is, either like even though if Sony is going to have is taking all the rights back or whatnot, or just making one more Spider-Man film. I mean, you can't ignore that it's still somewhat connected to the MCU because you're still using the same actor, and of course you have some familiar actors such as Michael Keaton coming back and reprising his role
But
as a Vulture.
those are not MCU characters. Those are Sony characters.
It's Sony characters, but still it's still connected in some sort with the MCU. I mean, if you either we like it or we don't, they're still connected in some
I
sort. Yeah,
mean,
those it
I mean,
is,
if you watch the
bro.
Morbius trailer, there's a first it's not connected, because once this is over, like none of the MCU characters gonna be in the Spider Verse. It's gonna be all.
Well, yeah, no, you're not gonna have any Avengers or anything like that. You're not gonna be mentioning Nick Fury. It's gonna be in its own little, just like Venom. It's gonna be they never talked about like Shield or any Avengers or not. They didn't even mention like Peter Parker, but it's going to be like its own entity. But yeah, still slightly connected to the MCU.
No, because if you watch the Morbius trailer, there's a picture
poster.
of Spider-Man. Yeah, poster of Spider-Man. He's wearing the
and he looks like Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. So maybe Tom Holland's gonna switch. Maybe either Tom Holland's gonna turn into Tobey Maguire or he's gonna switch costumes.
He's gonna grow up into Tobey Maguire. Now that shit's not gonna make sense though. But if he does, I'm a trip out. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, just go for it. He's gonna do that dance again.
Now he has to get the symbiote first.
Oh gosh, nah, that's definitely not gonna happen. But no, trip out, dude. That one poster of like it does look like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, right? So in my
to me, it looks like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man or the Spider-Man from the game that Sony made last year.
True. Why do you think they did that? Do you think maybe this our Tom Holland is going to have a new suit?
I think Tom Holland will have a new suit, and I think that's their way of saying they're trying. I think that's their way of separating themselves from the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, Disney wants 100% of all the merchandise, so Sony's like, look, we're changing this fucking costume so Disney can't get shit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's talk about the trailer a little bit more and what the story is, and supposedly what they showed and displayed in the trailer. I mean, what did you find? What have you learned about this trailer? First off, he has a rare blood disease, right? And he's trying to cure himself.
Yeah, which is totally different from the cartoon.
Totally different from the cartoon. What about the comic books? Is a cartoon based on the comic books?
Yeah, but I don't remember Morbius's backstory in the comics.
Okay. From what I recall in the cartoon, I guess because it's PG-13, and you want to make it like kid-friendly.
The cartoon is rated G.
It's rated G, so they wanted to keep it kid-friendly. And when Morbius was first appearing in the show, instead of him like biting people, trying to suck their
yeah, he used his hands
trying to suck their blood. He would use his hands and has these like pores, right, to suck like a not blood, but it's supposed to suck your energy, right, like plasma energy. But in this case, in this film, he's going to be a full-on vampire, like Blade, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm. Now I wonder if that chick that he's with is that going to be Felicia Hardy? Because remember in the cartoon,
that's what I'm thinking.
Him and Peter,
is that Felicia Hardy?
Him and Peter were beefing over Felicia.
No, that can't be Felicia Hardy, right? Felicia Hardy is the black cat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying on the cartoon though, like him and Peter were fighting over Felicia, and that's how they became like rivals.
That's like Marvel's Catwoman right there.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much, except Catwoman came first. We all know that.
A lot of the DC characters came first, and Marvel just kind of
Okay, let's talk about his abilities. There's a lot of things here that is new to me, such as his strength, speed. He also has this thing called echolocation. Have you noticed that? He mentioned something about echolocation, so he can actually sense danger or people from like distance away. How do you feel about his powers?
I mean, they're giving him regular, like his normal powers, right?
Well, I don't recall him using echolocation in the cartoons in the Spider-Man animated series. So that was something new to me. Of course, he has the same strength and speed, so he can pretty much fly. And what we found in the trailer and what the trailer has provided to pretty much let us know what the story is about. So we talk about like the strength and the speed and the echolocation. So like some of the powers that Morbius has displayed in the trailer. I thought the echolocation was like a new thing to me because I don't remember seeing that in the animated series.
Yeah, I don't remember that shit either.
So supposedly he can do an echolocation to where, kind of like Daredevil, where he can kind of like sense danger from far away. Kind of like how bats have like this sonar, you know what I mean? Don't they have like this? Don't bats have like this sonar thing that they use to communicate with each other from distance away?
Yeah, when they're like screeching.
Yeah, when they're screeching or like sonar or whatever, or they use sonar to find their prey. Like if they want to like if they're trying to look for like food and they're looking for like a mouse in the ground, they'll use a sonar, and supposedly it's supposed to capture like any living creature that's crawling, especially during the nighttime. So it kind of reminds you of like Daredevil's sonar powers. What do you think about that?
I mean, that'd be cool if you could do all that. I don't remember seeing that in the trailer though, but I mean,
You don't remember seeing it? No. Just watch it again. You know what I'm talking about. Also, how do you feel about his complete Morbius form towards the end of the trailer? Like how he looks.
I actually liked it. He actually looked just like Morbius.
Yeah, he does, right? Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. Like it looks like the Morbius straight from the animated series, with the whole vampire face and everything, red eyes, and his nose looking like a bat's nose.
Yeah, I was just surprised though that they went with the whole like he had like a terminal illness thing.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna do like they did in the cartoon where he was like doing an experiment on bats and decided to test it on himself.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what he did in the trailer, though. I mean, he's using bats as like a resource to like a cure that he's looking for. I think there's something about like there's a DNA in the bat in these bats that he can use to help fulfill and cure his diseases.
To help cure his disease or whatever.
And not only his disease, because I noticed that he's like, of course, he's a doctor, right? So he's also, I'm assuming that, like, he's also treating children who have the same rare disease that he does. Because he's not only fighting it for himself, but he's also trying to find a cure for some of these patients that suffer from the same disease.
Well, so yeah, it's like somebody trying to find a cure for AIDS.
Yeah,
themselves, but they want to cure everybody else that have AIDS.
Yeah. See, here's my question though. So, okay, well, I think the trailer went back and forth because I did notice that he had like a dead bat sample in his office in the lab, but then as the trailer goes on, we also find him with a crew and the helicopter where they have to travel a certain miles, they have to travel a certain part of the world to find these bats. So I think he's looking for a specific type of bat. I mean, what do you think about that? Because they didn't just go to like some local area to find like these bats. Like he actually had to travel with a helicopter and fly to.
He probably went to like a different
region
country or something.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool how the Joker went into the Batcave to look for Batman. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong movie.
Yeah, he's not a Joker, bro.
He is the Joker.
That's Juan Phoenix.
He's still the Joker, bro. He's just another Joker. So,
not my Joker.
not my Joker. So what do you give this trailer? A 1 out of 10. What would you give it?
Well, based off the trailer, I'll give it like an 8.
You give it an 8? Okay. Why 8? Why not a 10?
Because my the thing I didn't like about the trailer was it was kind of like Venom in the sense that the movie looks good, but I feel like it needs Spider-Man.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. Do you think? And you know what? I was thinking about that too. Like, it looks like they're making these like standalone films for these characters for the Sinister Six buildup. But at the same time, wasn't it Spider-Man that kind of caused the Sinister Six to, you know, create their group because not each villain could beat Spider-Man. Therefore, they have to start this crew. And
Yeah,
with the crew strong
yes,
together, they can beat Spider-Man.
but I don't think it's a Sinister Six build-up because they're making movies based on Venom and Morbius, and they're not part of Sinister Six.
But it seems like they might be at. Oh, the sound's gone. I guess it was temporary. It seems like they're because just just that whole teaser with the Vulture at the end. It seems like the Vulture is like maybe the head leader who's going to start the Sinister Six, and I think that last part would probably.
Well, remember though in Homecoming, I think like half of the Sinister Six was in that movie. You had a Shocker, the Black Shocker. You had
the black. Well, there was a white Shocker, and then they race swapped them to the Black Shocker.
Well, no, they killed him on accident.
It's like
Yeah,
there's a white Shocker, and then black people were like, not enough black people in this film. Okay, fuck it, let's put a Black Shocker instead.
Yeah, because like Michael Keaton accidentally killed him. So I didn't think it was gonna work.
Yeah. Well, what
I was
about the
just trying to scare
Tinkerer?
him.
What about the Tinkerer? Is he part of the, or is he more like an assistant?
Well, he's not really part of the Sinister Six, but I mean, they could put him in there.
Yeah. And like as an assistant, right? Like as a
I
behind the scenes guy.
wonder if they're gonna use the female Doctor Octopus or the male Doctor Octopus.
Well, the female Doctor Octopus is in a different. It's in a different universe, right? Like because this is like Spider-Verse is like into the Spider-Verse is based on like multiple Spider-Mans from different universes, and that
I'm
female.
just saying, I wonder if they're gonna cast a female.
Well, how would you feel about that if they cast a female Doc Ock?
I wouldn't care. No,
Okay,
it would only bother me if they announced like, oh, the first female supervillain ever. Then I'll have a problem because therefore they just want attention.
And guess what, folks? She's gay.
Yeah. We're gonna cast the first transgender, pansexual supervillain ever.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care if it's a female Doc Ock. I mean, I would prefer the male Doc Ock only because I like Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2. I like his portrayal as Doc Ock. And they casted a chubby scientist.
Such a sexist, bro.
What?
You prefer a male Doc Ock?
I would prefer, but it's not required.
How can you say such a thing?
What? Are you in my side or are you part of the left side now?
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. No. I'm just testing to see how I'm just testing to see how deep the hole you went. No, I mean I would prefer of course that Doc Ock, but you know what? I never even imagined a female Doc Ock until I saw Into the Spider-Verse. And when I saw that female Doc Ock, I was actually surprised in how much I liked that character as a female. And it not only did it shock me, but I thought it was a good nod to the character. And she was actually a really great character in that film, so I didn't mind, just as long as they do the story right, and just as long as it's an interesting story, I don't mind it, to be honest with you. I don't mind a female Doc Ock. But let's count the possibilities of a Sinister Six. So we got the Vulture, we got the Shocker. Venom might not even be part of it because he's kind of like he doesn't really join the team, really, right? Because he's kind of like a symbiote that doesn't join the team. There's also,
Well,
did
not
you?
only that, but he's in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's just San Francisco, but also you have, and you probably didn't notice this, and I think I mentioned this to you, and you still didn't notice this part, but in at the end of Homecoming, I there was a kind of like a cameo of Scorpion.
Oh yeah, yeah, the scorpion tattoo on his neck.
Yeah, yeah. So that guy had like some weird thing in, like something happened to his eye, but he was actually in the film even before that cameo because he was that one character at the boat. I think he was doing some sort of like a trade with the Vulture and the Shocker, and then I think like that's when like Spider-Man came in and kind of like foiled their plans to meet up,
Yeah.
and then he kind of like tossed that one thug, which happens to be the Scorpion, and so for his
Why is
payback,
he got to be a thug?
because
That's
he's a
fucked
thug,
up.
he's a criminal, he's a criminal. They're all thugs, even the Vulture. They're all thugs, bro. Why I can't say thug? Is that like the wrong thing to say?
Yeah, why they gotta be thugs? No.
Oh, so what do you want me to call them? Like buddies?
Caucasian criminals.
Same shit, bro. Thug is a thug. Criminals. So that's three characters. Supposedly they're making a Craven standalone film if this does well, like if this Morbius film does well.
Well, supposedly, just from what I heard, the rumor is that Craven might be the villain in the third Spider-Man movie.
Okay. Okay. So now, while Spider-Man is making his films and introducing some of these villains, Sony is also doing solo films for certain characters.
Yeah, until they get and then pretty soon they're gonna be adding Spider-Man to these movies.
Yeah, yeah. Sinister Six, man, it's coming up. Well, I'm gonna give the trailer a 8 out of 10.
So you agree with me?
I agree with you. Yeah, I 100%. I Morbius is not even a popular character. I'm surprised they actually did a solo film, starting with him, as opposed to him being introduced in one of a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. So it's a bit weird, but who knows? The trailer looks great. I mean, the special effects looks great. The makeup, the makeup and the CGI. I don't know. That's part makeup. That's part CGI. On how he looked in his full transformation as a vampire. I thought that looked pretty good. The story is not bad. You know, it's like we mentioned. It's different from what you know about in the comic books or in the cartoon, but it still fits. You know, rare blood disease. It's not. I mean, I think that's more of a practical take on the story. So I guess that's that, right? Is there anything else you want to cover in this trailer and what you found, Easter eggs or whatnot?
Well, no, I'm just more or less interested to see what direction Sony's gonna go with this.
Mm-hmm. Overall, like just this film
Yeah,
alone,
just
or
like
just the whole
just overall, and like how will
the Spider-Verse?
Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
how Spider-Man would tie in.
What's so funny, bro?
Now I was
Did you fart?
I was looking up something for to see what this synopsis was gonna be for the third Spider-Man movie, and then somebody made a fake trailer on YouTube called Spider-Man Homeless.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that one. I saw Mimi on that one. Spider-Man homeless. Because every subtitle in the Spider-Man films has the word home in it, right?
Well, yeah, you got a Homecoming, Far From Home, and then this guy saying homeless.
What about Spider-Man Homer? Does that count?
Actually, they're gonna start filming in July.
Spider-Man Homer?
No, this new Spider-Man movie. They start filming in July in New York.
Is it called Spider-Man Homeless?
Well, since they're filming in New York, maybe it's gonna be like Spider-Man Lost in New York, like Home Alone.
Like Home Alone. Oh, Spider-Man Home Alone. Lost in New York. Oh, there you go.
Have Macaulay Culkin be one of the villains.
Right. You're gonna have to like set traps for the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I was right.
It is Spider-Man Homeless.
No. I was gonna say Craven Hunter is gonna be the villain.
That's cool. Now, if you were to cast an actor, who do you think they should cast, and does the ethnic background matter? Because Craven the Hunter is what, Russian? Isn't he Russian, but kind of like African in a way, or South African?
If he's Russian, if it's gonna be Craven the Hunter, he has to be white.
He has to be white, right?
I mean, there's no black Russians, so he has to be white.
Okay. Now, what if it is a black Craven? How would you feel about that?
I'll have a problem with that.
It's gonna be Craven. Craven from the hood.
Craven from the hood. Man, this motherfucker Spider-Man. I'll catch that motherfucker, man.
Y'all can't catch Spidey, motherfucker.
Man, I will shoot that nigga, man.
No, he can't shoot. He uses spears. I'm a spear.
Well, then in that case, it has to be African.
It has to be African. Hey, why not? I mean, we're like, you do. I mean, where can you find all these
His name can't be Craven. It has to be like Mustafa the Hunter.
Mustafa the Hunter. It would make sense if it was called Spider-Man Homeless, because after he was after they found out that he was like a murderer, or he was casted as a murderer, and he would pretty much have no place to go because everyone knows he's Peter Parker. So he would have to like move out, run away.
Actually, instead of having Craven the Hunter, though, I think they should have what's his name, Chameleon, be the villain. Because it would make more sense. Character. Yeah, it would make more sense to have Chameleon as the villain, because then they could say, well, okay, Peter Parker's not Spider-Man. It's actually, Chameleon pretended to be Spider-Man. That's why he killed Mysterio. Because remember, Dimitri, which is Chameleon's real name, he's actually in Far From Home.
Yeah, but is that the Dimitri Chameleon, though? Or is this just a random Dimitri from S.H.I.E.L.D.?
They never say.
They never say, though. But he could be, though, right?
Yeah.
They could just throw him up and then explain, like, what he was doing there. What he was doing in the in Italy, and why he was working with S.H.I.E.L.D. And at the same time, remember, that wasn't the real Nick Fury and the real whoever that girl is. What's that girl's name again?
She's the bitch from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, but what's her character name again?
I don't know. But yeah, we found out there were Skrulls.
There were Skrulls, and they were shapeshifters. That would have been an interesting take. A Skrull shapeshifter, and then you have Dimitri, who is also a shapeshifter. I mean, that's one of his abilities. But that would be cool. I mean, maybe, who knows? Also, do you think Mysterio will reprise his? I mean, the actor will reprise his role as Mysterio. Do you think Mysterio is dead?
Yeah.
You think he's dead?
I think so.
Out of 100%, what's your percentage?
98.
Really? But there's that 2% though, bro. Maybe there was a miscalculation with a computer. Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he false he falsified his death just to trick Spider-Man so he can get away.
Yeah, maybe, but
I mean, the Sinister Six, man. It'd be nice to have a Mysterio in there.
Well, I mean, they still need Rhino.
Now, if they were to introduce Rhino, would you want him to be in a guy in a suit or a guy in a mechanical suit like they did in
I prefer them to just get a buff actor and put him in a suit.
Wrestler, like a big wrestler, right?
Yeah, because Rhino's is supposed to be like super strong.
You know who'd be perfect to play Rhino, but only if he has good acting skills. I think Big Show can play a perfect Rhino.
Big Show.
Big Show.
He did pretty good in Waterboy.
Yeah. Well,
but that was a young Big Show.
That was a young Big Show. But I mean, you can still put an older, Big Show in there and play as Rhino. I mean, I think. What do you think? I mean, he has a size and he's huge. So imagine him, and it'd be great because you don't have to CGI him. He's huge. You think The Rock would play a good Rhino?
Yeah, but I'll say it's not going to happen because Rock's with DC.
Yeah, but you know how like DC and Marvel like to swap their actors, and usually actors, they do have a contract at times, but sometimes it's okay for them to, like Ryan Reynolds, like he did DC and Marvel. There's a lot of actors who's done both. Like Halle Berry did DC and Marvel.
Not really, because at that time when Ryan Reynolds did Green Lantern, yeah, there wasn't no DC universe, and then Deadpool technically wasn't really Marvel, Fox at that time.
Right, that's true. Well, I think,
and as far as Halle Berry is concerned, I think Warner Brothers wants you to forget all about that fucking movie.
I wouldn't want The Rock to play any Marvel character because I think he'd be perfect as
Black Adam
and Shazam. So to see him play a different character, like supposedly there were some rumors, not, I guess I wouldn't say, well, I guess I can call it rumors. When, as far as like casting the actors for the Fantastic Four, they wanted The Rock to play the Thing.
Why? Because he's a
Rock.
Because he's black.
The Thing's not black.
Yeah, well, I mean, The Rock is.
Yeah, but they wanted The Rock. I mean,
Human Torch is not black either. They made him black in the last Fox movie.
Well, yeah, but the whole race swapping. We already talked about that. Hopefully, they learned their lesson.
Well, Disney has not learned their lesson after that Dr. Dolittle horseshit they came out with.
Yeah. Wait, is Dolittle Disney?
Yeah, they lost $100 million on that movie.
They lost $100 million.
It was a complete flop.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about it a couple weeks ago. Cause I told you, like, I saw the trailers. Like, I think the Eddie Murphy version is better.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to go for like a fantasy type film, as opposed to like a comedy film.
Yeah. Well, obviously it didn't work because they lost $100 million off of it.
Yeah. I don't think people were interested. I mean, I didn't even watch the movie. I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks like something from the Polar Express. It looks like, yeah. I mean, it looks like Narnia, and I don't even like Narnia. I thought Narnia was pretty lame. I wasn't really a fan of Narnia or Harry Potter. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, this looks like something straight from Narnia, and I don't really like Narnia, so I'm not gonna watch it.
I think that's why nobody went to go watch it though, because like the people are like, there's not enough black people in this movie. No, where's Eddie Murphy at?
What? What? Well, maybe there are black people in there. Black voice actors voicing the animals.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying like, there's no like Eddie Murphy's version was just funnier. Like you watch the trailer, the shit was just funny.
Yeah, you wanted to watch it because you want to see him, bust his jokes with talking animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and his interaction. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. When I saw this
one, Robert Downey Jr. putting on a British accent.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling this one. I think Robert Downey Jr. is better off doing another Sherlock Holmes movie. If he's not going to do Iron Man anymore, I think he's better off just doing like a sequel to or the third installment of Sherlock Holmes, because that movie is pretty good. I don't know if you've seen any of the Sherlock Holmes films from Robert Downey Jr. It's really good. I mean, I thought it's pretty good. So I think he fits that role better.
The best Sherlock Holmes movie ever is The Great Mouse Detective
by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, everything's by Disney now because they pretty much like own everything.
They own everything. Yeah. So when you play Monopoly, it's just Disney everywhere. Railroad Disney. Go to jail in Disney. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a Disney Monopoly. I'm sure they do.
I'm pretty sure Disney's working on trying to buy it.
Yeah. Instead of Parker Brothers, Disney Brothers.
Disney.
Well, that should be it for our review on Morbius, unless if you have something else to add into this review of what your thoughts and feelings about the trailer. I'm looking forward to watching this. Right, Mr. Inspector Ant? You're going to be watching this in the theater, right? Or are you going to be waiting until it comes on your Fire Stick?
Well, when it comes out in the theaters, it'll also come out on my Fire Stick.
Oh, okay. So, but are you going to watch this in the theater, or are you going to watch this at home? Is this something you feel you want to experience the theater atmosphere?
If I can get a date, I'll watch it in the theater. If it's by myself, I'll watch it at home.
Well, why do you need to find a date? Why can't you just go with one of your buddies to go watch this? I don't think this is much of a date film. Doesn't look like it.
Anything is a date film.
Yeah, but when you're not paying attention to the film.
I mean, I went on a date. I took a date out to see Joker, and I paid attention to that.
Oh yeah, did you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I remember taking a date to.
Once she found out I was a tourist, it was pretty much lost interest after that. So it was easy to focus on the movie.
Well, hopefully,
I should take her to see this movie too. Like, hey, baby, I know we're not compatible, because you're a Leo, I'm a Taurus, but we can go watch Morbius together.
Yeah. Well,
you don't have to be compatible. You don't have to be compatible in the Zodiac to watch Morbius.
Well, much luck to you, man. I hope it works out for you.
Oh, it won't. Bad to try.
Well, that should be it for our Morbius review.
Don't you got any social media?
Oh yeah, of course. What about you? You go first.
Okay, well, you can find me.
Age before beauty.
I guess. Anyway, you can find me at Expected Ant. That's on both Twitter and Instagram. You can find us on Tumblr at Solo Ant. You can find us on Facebook at Solo Ant. And speaking of Facebook, a couple shout outs. Give me a minute here.
While he's doing that, you can find me on Instagram, of course. It's AubreyFreely_81.
Oh, no AKAs this time?
Well, I mean, my Instagram doesn't really have an AKA, so. I like to think about girls. Shout out to homeboy Mr. Santos, of course, Efren. He unfortunately can't join us today, or he's unable to join us today because he's got some prior engagements, like fuck bitches and bisexual girls. Oh gosh, this guy's getting so mad at me.
I mean, you keep mocking him. Yeah, I just want to shout out to Dennis Shannon, Mark Stranger, Timothy Hollis, Nicholas Meyer, Russell Bailey, Donnie Richmond, Matthew Hickman, Brian Cosby. Thank you for liking our page on Facebook. And for Brian, thank you for sharing our podcast on your Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some of your friends.
And of course, our sponsor, Anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download that shit, cuz.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, download
it's free.
That shit. Yeah, for free.
It's free. That means no money out of your pocket. That's how free it is. Yeah.
It's so free, you don't have to pay nothing.
Yeah.
It's actually cheaper to download Anchor than it is to eat.
So go ahead and starve. Download that Anchor.
Yeah. Also, too, our Patreon. I will post a link on this podcast so you guys can, go ahead and help out. Every dollar counts. Anything that you can, we really appreciate it.
What's the minimum they can in our Patreon?
Well, for those that are cash strapped, $5.
Only $5?
Yeah, it means a lot cheaper than Netflix.
Yeah,
it's even cheaper than Disney Plus.
Exactly. Why pay for Netflix when you can pay $5 to Solo Ann and help us make fun of Efren Santos? No, I'm just kidding.
Help you make fun of Efren Santos.
Help me make fun of Efren Santos.
You can help me quit my job.
And make fun of Efren Santos.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, my God.
Have a good night, everybody. See you next time.
Yeah. Peace.
And keep the change.